Hello there, my name is Asleon, and today I will be going over how I built my Kinich. So, let us start with an overview of how my Kinich is built. He's got 1700 HP, 2200 attack, his defense is 1000, EM 90, he's got 45 over 214, he's got 100 EM and 46.6 Dendro damage bonus. Now, Kinich, if I recall correctly, has to run off burden. We'll go over his counts later, but we will do a quick look at them because I'm pretty sure. I don't know if his skills and stuff is. It just looks like it says it's just Dendro damage. This one is off furnace. But he runs off furnace. You really want him with pyro characters. One way or the other. That's what my Kinich looks like. Weapon-wise, I was fortunate enough to hit his signature weapon, Beauty. So he gets his signature alternatives weapons for Kinich would be something like this is a 4-star craftable in Natland. It's a good alternative for him. You trigger pyro-related reactions. Again, he runs off burning, so he's going to be triggering pyro-related reactions with his Dendro. And equipping his character Emerald skill, which is where all his damage comes from, is increased by 16%. It's a good sword for him. Alternative swords would be anything that really buffs your elemental skill, triggers elemental reaction, attack and EM will be buffed. This is an event weapon, so you may or may not have it. The EM subset is technically, I don't think it's as good as something like an attack or a crit rate, crit damage one. This wouldn't be very good for him because he doesn't use his normal or his charge attack at all. I think this is just a generally decently good sword because it increases attack a lot. You do get ER, which will allow him to have a howl out. This one's not that great for him because it's plunge attack and you don't use it. Besides that, I've never looked at one, but frankly, if you don't have his signature, I would recommend doing this craftable as your next best option for Kinich. It's got the pyro-related reactions. If not, look at anything that helps buff E. Because his E damage is or skill damage is where most of his damage is coming from. You could build him on something like Sacrificial, but I don't think it'd be that great. I wouldn't put him on this. So, frankly, I think this, if you have this one, put him on this. If not, see what you got. I don't actually have that many claymores. Nothing here. Let's see. Yeah, again, he doesn't use his normal or charge, so that's not that great. And this is really that awesome either. You could get more EM AR from it, though. Yeah, my biggest thing is Kinich doesn't seem to have that many weapons. Either that or I just happen to not have those claymores. I don't know. I didn't look because I rolled his signature, which I very much liked. But anyway, I would recommend just crafting this one. If I recall correctly, you need the crystals that you can find in Fontaine, underwater, and on land, and you can find them on land in Natland. It's not too hard to get them. Although I don't think you can just send characters off on an expedition to find them, though. Now, artifact-wise, you're going to want to put him on the... What's this set called again? This one. The Night Soul one. The new one. The ones for all the new DPSs. Because if you don't know what a Night Soul Blessing is, it's basically a state that almost all the Natland characters can take which Kinich enters it upon his E somewhere in there. I don't know. I never read it over, but it's somewhere in his E that he enters it. I think it's after or before his cannon shot, one or the others. You know, his big damage. Which, Knights of Blessing, their damage dealt is increased by 15 as a 2-piece equipment character. While on the field, after the equipment characters consumes a Night Soul point, they get... Their crit rate is increased by 40 for 6 seconds. It's a big deal. If your character's got Night Soul and they be a DPS, so as we showed earlier, 45 plus 40, 80. And because they're in their Night Soul state a lot of the time, he basically almost always has 80 when doing his big damage. As for his stats you want to, attack percent, danger damage bonus, I would say crit damage because of the Night Soul blessings, because of the artifact sets buff. It's just, you're already going to have a lot of crit, right? You don't need to worry about the crit. You don't need to worry about it as much. Now, other sets are the burning sets. You could put them on that one. And Deepwood, which buffs your danger damage bonus. Personally, I would recommend doing this one. Just for the simple fact, he runs off burning, but the Night Soul Blessing just... The crit rate's amazing, and both 2-piece and 4-piece help him a whole lot. Well, the burning set isn't bad. After leaving combat for 3, he's not an off-field DPS. He's very much on-field. But yeah, basically, this is really for your Emily. I don't know if there's another character that really uses it. You could definitely put it on someone like Xiangling if she's triggering burning. But we're here to talk about Kinich. Cons. I'm not going to talk about them too much. Increased movement speed. I haven't read any of them. Oh, dang. This first con's amazing. As expected. I'm not really going to read over them. I'm going to go through them, and you can pause and read if you like. And hits an opponent. The bounce between the opponents. It will bounce. Doing 700%. Anyway. Unsurprisingly, cons are good. Leveling. E. Alt, and you don't need to level his auto at all, because there is a clause in his E that very specifically states, when using normal attack, Kinich will fire as a loop shot as he loops up the grappling hook. Loop shot damage is considered elemental skill damage. This affects it not. If other characters, the auto, I believe, does affect it, i.e. Gaming, because it specifically says this is considered plunge damage, which would mean the plunge damage would increase his damage. Kinich's skill specifically said this is skill damage. So the only multiplier it's getting is from here. If my understanding of reading all of this is correct. So you really don't need to level his auto at all. It doesn't do anything, because you're almost always going to be using his E. His E is going to be up. And you should go his E, Alt, Auto. And then these will get unlocked along the way. I don't remember when, I just leveled him. Team-wise, Kinich's team wants a Pyro unit on it. This is my team for him. I was fortunate enough to have hit Emily. I wasn't really going for her, I was going for C6 Racer. But not upset about it. I liked Emily, so I was okay with hitting her. And then Kinich came out and I was very happy about it. I like putting Toma on his team because Shielder and Toma's got really good pyro application, which allows him to do burning. Xiangling got good pyro application, does good damage if you have her built, which I only have her send built. Now, what you want for Kinich is a lot of pyro characters. Because, well, he runs off burning. His last talent thing was an additional buff with burning. I didn't read it over. We should go read that over. on! Kinich is Night Soul. When Kinich is in the Night Soul Blessing state, opponents hit by his elemental skill will enter the Desolation state. And when affected by Burning or Burgeon, reaction damage, they will restore 7 Night Soul points to him. We established earlier, Night Soul points are good. Give more crit rate. Night Soul points can be regained this way every 0.8 seconds, and associates will persist until the instance of Kinich's Night Soul Blessing state ending. I forgot, we should go over when he enters it. When there's an opponent or object that can be attacked nearby, he will attach a grappling hook to the target, entering Night Soul Blessing state for near 0 Night Soul points. Which is when this comes in to help give us Night Soul points. If neither of nearby, he fires around the sky. Kinich's Night Soul Blessing lasts 10 seconds and generates 2 Night Soul points every second. Here, he gets the Night Soul point, but he can get more this way. In this stage, Kinich will focus on a nearby opponent, doing his E stuff. While in Night Soul Blessing, after grabbing the opponent by cannon, a blind spot will generate next to the opponent. When Kinich enters the blind spot, it will generate 4 Night Soul points. It will disappear, and he will generate... When Kinich enters the blind spot, it will disappear and generate 4 Night Soul points. And the grappling hook connection should snap due to exceeding the maximum distance or some other reason. Using a normal attack will establish a new connection with a nearby opponent before performing loop shots. I've done that plenty. But, as you can see, he gets Night Soul points. He uses the Night Soul points, he gets his artifacts. Pretty simple. Pretty sure how he consumes them is something I'm not actually quite sure about. When using normal attack, Night Soul line general damage and generate 3 Night Soul points, loot shot damage. When Night Soul points are max, he will be considered known as Skill Skyscraper. His health, Kinich can aim the shot after firing the cannon. Kinich will try to grapple him with the target. Oh, see here. He fires the cannon, consuming the points, and then dealing the damage. Lots of words.
I wonder.
Anyway, let's go over his team. So basically, when he fires his cannon, or his E during the thing, he'll consume the points, which will give him the additional crit rate bonus right before his big damage hits it. At least that's my understanding of it, or else this set won't be as good on him as it is. Unless I'm misunderstanding something. Anyway, back to what I was saying about teams. You want Pyro. You really want Pyro on his team. It helps him a whole lot. Now, there are only so many Pyro supports. I've heard she's... Let me do it this way. She's good for Mulani because I think she does something upon the auto. I don't know. I never looked at it. Actually, no, that's him. I think upon using your auto, he'll... If only I could remember how other characters worked. I just know he's good because during his ult, it sends fire and it applies pyro. It's good. I don't think Amber would be that great. For supporting wise, he really needs someone who can apply good pyro. I think she can apply decent pyro. Most of these are DPSs. Deo wouldn't be too bad. She can put down her E and she will apply continuous pyro. That does create a field and you won't be able to move around as much, which is why I like Toma, because he will apply a shield and his pyro application will come with you along with Shangling. Bennett isn't a horrible option. Bennett's almost always a good option, but his pyro application is not great. So I personally don't recommend him. Emily's a really good additional support. She herself runs off burning, so she just does really good at the sub DPS. But I'd say if you don't have Emily, I would just throw Bennett on there, and then it'd just be him and 3 additional pyro units. Or I would put Nikita, because you do want to trigger the reaction. I would put Nikita on here. Or an additional Dendro character, so sometimes you can get the reactions going before Kinich is on field. You could put Kale, Yao Yao, you could put on if you want an additional healer. You could put Kirara for additional shielding. We got a lot more Dendro supports than we do Pyro. But really, I recommend Toma for a shielder to help shield and apply Pyro. But you really want someone who can do Pyro application. Now, luckily everyone just have a Zhangling, so you can always use your Zhangling for your Pyro application. Now, yes, I'm wearing more treasure reflected. You can see how well DPS Kinich does. I don't know if I'll just have him find the zone. I think he'll be fine, but I don't think I will. I'll have his whole team go at it.
Amuse me. Surrender is a valid option.
None of them had any. I really should start. I should enter these things with.
Not bad. Guess I should take him more seriously.
Let me. He should have gotten his booth. See? Oof. Buff. The buff is here. Come and check back in a few seconds. Anyway.
Fire it up! Supporting fire! Claim these souls!
I don't know if it's gone down yet or not. It has. Now where is he? No, we had, and then this is experiment. And he got hit. Did his ego through? I don't know if his ego through or not. That might be why he did it. I'm doing too much experimenting, which causes early demise. That bit was my fault. Him dying was my bad. I was trying too hard to figure out how his thing worked entirely. Apologies. But it should be right after you fire off his E, he gets the buff. You just couldn't see it because he died. That was my fault there. That's all for this video. More showcasing of my poor combat skills. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you did enjoy. May God bless and you have a wonderful day.